Hey, I can tell the story about Archer's clothing and see
Mm-hmm.
if they can help solve the mystery. That'll take up 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Okay, so I have to tell a story. So Archer's my 14-year-old son. He's in high school and he has gym in the last period of the day, and they get dressed in shorts and shirt. And he usually doesn't change back into his clothes when he comes home. He just wears his shorts home. And the process that all the students seem to follow is they change into their clothes in the bathroom. I don't actually know. I'm just going by what I've been told. And then they all put their clothes, I guess, in their backpacks or near their backpacks. But he always puts his in the backpack, and they line up their backpacks outside the bathroom where they change, and then they go do PE, and they come back, get their backpacks, and go home. So yesterday, Archer had gone to stay at his dad's for a few days, and I dropped him at school. Everything was fine, and at the end of the day, uh, they texted me. He and my ex-husband, his dad, saying that Archer's clothes had gone missing, and that Archer texted me and said somebody took them out of his backpack. And I'm like, well, why would they take the clothes out of the backpack? So they needed to come by, even though he was staying with his dad for the next few days, they needed to come by our house and get more clothes because his dad, for whatever reason, has never bought any clothes for the uniform that they have to wear at the school. So he came by, got some clothes, they went home. And so then I'm trying to understand what's going on. I'm like, well, where are the clothes? Like, what could have happened? And he looked all over the bathroom and looked all around at school, and he didn't see them. So we have a WhatsApp group for the ninth grade parents for the school. So I got on there and I said something about it. I said, it's pretty strange. The These clothes disappeared, and he said his bag was unzipped, and I just thought it was pretty odd, and just wanted to mention it on here. And then somebody else piped in and said, well, one time their kid's laptop was stolen, so it is possible, kids might steal there, although I've never heard of it before, but obviously they're kids. But anyway, the next thing I know, after I'd posted on the loop, and by the way, back it up, said emailed the school about it, and they just kind of blew me off and said, oh, check lost and found tomorrow. Like, they didn't really think, and I have to admit, I was wondering maybe they weren't stolen. Maybe he did lose them somehow, but he's pretty good with details. So I was confused by it. Anyway, after I posted on the parent loop, um, within 20 minutes, and meanwhile, he's at his dad, so I'm having to text back and forth with him. Within 20 minutes of me posting, some kid texted him and said, hey, so and so has your clothes. I'm going to give him your phone number. He accidentally took them. So I hear that, oh, the clothes are going to be returned tomorrow. Somehow the kid took them. I didn't have any details. So I emailed the school and I said, well, it seems like everything's fine. Some kid took them and he's bringing them back tomorrow. Well, then Archer goes to school today, and the boy shows up with just the shirt. And I'm still getting this texted from Archer. I didn't get to see him, so it's hard to get information out of a 14-year-old via text. But he said that the kid didn't know where the pants were, but he brought the shirt back, and he said that the reason he took the shirt, it was on his binder. That's all he said, it was on his binder. And I asked Archer, I said, this story just stinks to high heaven. I emailed the school too, and I said, even though we're getting the clothes back, this is before I knew we weren't getting the pants back. Even though I know we're getting the clothes back, I wasn't born yesterday, and this story stinks to high heaven. But as long as we get the clothes back, I'll move on from it, and that's fine. Well, then when we didn't get the pants back, now I'm back to where are the pants? And these aren't cheap clothing, and it's the principle of the matter. Where are the clothes? So I I'm texting with Archer. I'm like, well, where did the boy say the pants are? And the boy said he didn't have the pants. I'm like, well, you need to go check lost and found. And he's like, well, I'm in class. I can't do it. And so I'm just sitting around here fuming and fuming and fuming. And then I decided just to go up to the school. So I went up to the school and I asked to speak to the Mr. Oz, who's in charge of the high school. He's not the principal of the whole school, but it's a K through 12. He's head of the head of the high school. So he's pretty high up in the food chain, and I know him, and he used to be a guidance counselor. So Holden knew him real well. So anyway, he knows who I am. I just don't know him real well. So I meet with him, and I'm telling him, about updating him on the situation. We didn't get the pants back, and the front desk wouldn't let me go to Lost and Found to look. So he and I walked over to Lost and Found, no pants, come back, and I had at that point the name of the boy, that brought the shirt back. So I gave that to Mr. Oz, and I said, look, there are cameras in the school, and I want those pants back. And I kind of gave him the mom voice, and I didn't raise my finger. I didn't raise my voice, but I made it very clear.
I'm laughing at what Moof said. It's pretty funny. He's so invested in the story. I forgot about the hurricane.
Listen, I told my friends at dinner, she brought her husband, which I didn't know she was going to do. But anyway, yeah, they got very invested in the story and want me to text them the outcome. So anyway, I say, look, and I repeated my cliche that I had used in the email. Look, I wasn't born yesterday. And this story is pretty fishy. And I said, you've got cameras, so you can't just let kids be taking things out of kids' backpacks. And so it seems like you'd want to look on the camera and just see what's going on. And he agreed. He said, his job is to present a united front. He's got to protect the kids. And I understand that. I wasn't being ugly, but I was making it very clear that this is not going to just pass on. And I told him, I said, I heard that a kid's laptop was stolen a couple of times. I said, so I know that this is going to happen from time to time, but I do want those pants back. He said, okay. So I come home and I move on from it. I had my poker study group. I walked 5.6 miles on the treadmill. I was in the poker Twitter spaces all day. Busy woman. Well, then I get a text from Archer at school, and he says, they found the pants. I'm like, really? Where did they find the pants? Out in the field. I guess where they exercise? I don't know. I mean, again, I don't see them till Sunday, so I'm trying to get this from text. I'm like, they found the pants in the field.
What happened was the kid stole the pants and went to return them to the store, and he fell in mud. The very pants he was returning. And I asked the kid, when you get to the store and return the pants, what are you going to wear home? And he said he didn't think that far ahead.
What?
Seinfeld.
Oh. I knew it was a show. I just didn't know which one.
Seinfeld. The very pants you were going to return.
So then I'm asking Archer, like, how did the pants get in the field? And Archer says, I repeat it again, this just seems, this is not adding up. And Archer said, I don't think he stole the clothes. And I'm like, all right, well, how'd the pants get in the field? And he says, I don't know. And then I didn't hear back another thing from the school. No email saying, we found the pants. Like, they're just trying to blow me off. So that leads me to believe it was theft. Wouldn't you guys think it was theft if they don't get back to you, or no?
Yeah, definitely the kids stole everything. By the way, when you told me this before,
yeah,
I never told you this because it's really boring. But when I was in middle school, I'm going to say 6th grade, but it could have been 7th. We shared lockers in gym. And one day I went to my locker. We put the same thing. We put our clothes in the gym. We put on shorts. And so they're in the locker. And we share lockers. The kid I'm sharing with is like, it's like I'm an ex-murderer, by the way. Okay. He's like the worst kid in school.
Look at the comments.
So I go to gym. I come back to my locker. I put my pants on. There's no money in my pants. And I had about $3. However, about $1.20 of it was like in coins, like
Okay.
nickels, pennies, dimes. And so I went to the office and I said money was stolen out of my pants when I was in gym class. And eventually, like later that day, the vice principal said, like, we have the money. And he gave me $3. I said it was about $3. He just gave me 3 singles. Because it was just his money, obviously.
Right,
They didn't find the money. He just gave me $3.
Aw.
But I was like, that ain't the money because it was mostly coins. And I said it was about $3. I didn't tell him that. I just said, okay.
That's so nice.
Yeah. So they gave
So
me my
heartwarming.
Now my school was like the kind of school you get knifed in. Somebody was claiming maybe the kid was poor. This is a private school, so it wasn't like the kid's poor stealing pants.
No.
He just wanted to steal some pants. You gotta steal
I
some
like
clothes.
the comment, who steals worn pants? Well, I mean, it's not because he wants to wear them.
He just wants to steal.
Right. Reminds me of that Smith song, Been Caught Stealing.
What'd you call it?
Oh, no, that was,
The Cure, right?
no, that was, who did Jane's Addiction?
It's not The Cure.
I don't think so. Or who did it? Who did Been Caught? It was who did Jane's Addiction? Why can't I remember stuff anymore?
But Jane's Addiction is the band, right?
Oh, Jane's Addiction. Okay. Jane's Addiction did Been Caught. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Jane's Addiction. They did Been Caught Stealing, I think.
But what did The Cure do? They cured it.
Let me think of what song the Smiths did one.
It wasn't in the locker room. It was outside in the hallway. The
Yeah,
Archer's story is the backpacks are lined up in the hallway.
This is why that begs the question of, like, why aren't they using lockers? There's a Smith song, Shoplifters of the World Unite. I can't think of a song by The Cure.
Friday, I'm in Love.
Well, I mean, a song about stealing.
Oh no, yeah, no.
I know tons of Cure songs.
No. Why
I
are
don't
the
know.
backpacks
Weird
not in the
guys.
locker room?
That's the question of the day. Why don't they have lockers?
They assume that people aren't stealing stuff because it's a private school. So some people say it's the best school in Georgia. Like maybe Karen would say that.
It is. It's the best school in
So yeah, I
Georgia.
told you.
It's definitely.
It was
the
until
best
this,
school in
the thievery. Now unclear.
Georgia. It's the best school in Georgia.
Friday, I'm in jail. Exactly.
Is theft ever moral?
It's
Yeah.
always moral.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I have to feed let's say I'm a single mom with 2 kids, and I'm not able to feed my kids.
It sounds like
then-
based on a true story.
No. Then, I mean, if I go steal some food, I think that's the thing I should do, if that's only way I can get to
Remember in
food.
Family Guy when the guy stole stuff and then Joe didn't arrest him? See?
I mean, if there's some things that I hate to use the word Trump, but that stealing is bad. No, wait.
But what if your cup is already overfilled? Ted Bradley.
Mason says, I was in the kitchen. Can you tell the story again, Karen?
He was complaining a lot during the story.
Hey, I tried to tell it as fast as I could because I knew that it was a long story.
He said, "Will this story end?" And I said,
I
"No."
did the best I could, but the devil's in the details.
Oh, I like what Shrine Lane said.
What is that? That's funny. Try. Fonnie Willis has an update on
That
Archer's
song's great.
pants.
Of course I know that song.
Apparently, they are connected to the Trump RICO case. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You do have stealing does have to happen, and most of the stealing that happens, or I'm not saying most, a lot of stealing that happens, doesn't need to happen. This seems like instead of a thrill kill or something, it's for the thrill of it. Maybe I don't know what's going on. How did the pants get in the field? As Deep Throat said to Bob Woodward, follow the stolen pants. This thief wanted to steal the money in the pockets. It could be a bad prank. I was thinking it was a prank. Then I came up with another theory that there's a third boy involved. Okay, so this
So it is a RICO conspiracy.
this makes everything make sense because then Archer's read on the kid is correct. The third kid stole the clothes, laid Archer's shirt on the binder of the other kid as he claimed, and then went outside with the pants and threw them out in the field.
Yeah, somebody made a point that maybe they wanted money out of the pants. There was no money, so they just threw the pants away.
Yeah.
There could be money. There could be a wallet in the pants.
Yeah, that's possible.
And this is the best school in Georgia. Tough.
How many boys and what exactly amount of clothes for each? What? Occam's razor, though, it was probably just one other kid. Yeah, I think that there might be another kid involved that's the perpetrator. But I don't know. You avoid this by not wearing pants.
Boris Brecht fan. You should be a Bertold Brecht fan. That would be better.